Hey guys, coming at you from my living room couch to talk about composition. Composition is the arrangement of objects on the page. You, as the artist, get to make decisions at the very beginning about where you're going to put things on the page, and that does make a difference for how the viewer will take in your work. So take a look at this image on the left. This is a thumbnail sketch, small sketch used for planning. How could you modify those four shapes to make a quality, eye-catching composition or arrangement on the page? Go ahead and pause the video and take a few minutes to try a couple ideas in your sketchbook. Okay, so did you come up with some ideas? Which one of these ideas has the best composition? Can you tell me why? You got it, the last one. Why is it the best? Well, it uses the edges. These would be the edges of the page. Remember, a thumbnail sketch is just a small version of what you would do on a big page. Uses the edges of the page, what makes it feel like it's part of a bigger image, like the camera just found these three interesting shapes. These two both contain the shapes entirely, and so that's all you get. There's no other indication of a whole other world beyond the edges of the page. It has an odd number of objects, kind of like two siblings. I'm starting to realize in my homeschooling situation, two siblings tend to fight and not balance each other out, whereas three objects or siblings tend to be able to talk and balance. The focal point or most exciting part is not right in the middle, and it uses diagonals. Not only is your eye follow this diagonal, but then your eye kind of goes around the page with the diagonal. The best compositions move the viewer's eye all around. You want to be a viewer. You want to look at this active composition. It's one of the first decisions you make as an artist, and it's one of the most consequential. If you make a beautiful drawing, but it's a boring composition, nobody will care. So please take a moment, press pause, and write these 4 guidelines for composition. It says rules on the page, but it should say guidelines because I feel like every time you make a rule in art, somebody breaks it effectively and makes you sound silly. So pause and write these in your sketchbook. Even you, JN. So a little bit more specifics. Rule of thirds. If you divide your image into thirds in both horizontal and vertically, this is where the intersections occur. These should be where your focal points are. So this biggest boat is one of the focal points, and it's right on the bottom left intersection. So your eye enters in over here, you follow this diagonal, you come to these boats, see the beautiful texture in the sky, and you kind of come back around. You keep looking. This is a good example of this is not very active. There's not much going on, but you have this beautiful diagonal. Your eye goes in and leads you to this secret little room. Who knows what's going back in there, but I'm definitely curious. And then this kind of leads you back out and around. Your eye keeps moving through the composition. It doesn't stay in one spot. It's active. This is one of my favorite artists, Edward Hopper. Painter of light, American artist. One of my favorite painters, anyway. Okay, good compositions can be symmetrical. So symmetrical is just like your face, your body, same on either side, a butterfly. But this is still active. Your eye kind of keeps moving out on these edges. It moves back into the image, not just around the surface, but then into the surface. I keep going. This is a good example of change of scale, something I didn't know earlier in our compositional guidelines. See how your eye kind of catches this big circle first, and then maybe this circle second, and then these littler circles back here. Change in scale brings dynamics. Just like if any of you are musicians, you could have a loud refrain or main part of the song and then softer verses, and those dynamics keep the viewer like interested. What's going to happen next? Okay, so your job, and I kind of already explained this in school, but obviously I think it's worth saying again. Your job, your next assignment, is to use your non-objective charts, the ones that you were supposed to turn in, by tomorrow, Wednesday. Your non-objective design papers, those papers I gave you with examples of designs, plus your own imagination. Some of these honestly could be all of your own imagination, and create 4 non-objective thumbnail sketches. So you're creating designs that you think other people would like to look at, that you like to look at, and that follow the compositional guidelines. Don't forget, these 3 things down here are examples of non-objective compositions. They only use the elements, no people, places, things, no smiley faces, footballs, things like that. This was the example I showed you all in class of some of my thumbnail sketches. Again, right over here, if you need to pause and take a look at this, you're doing 4 of them. Try to have fun and create a design that you like and you think other people might like. If nobody looks at your artwork, does it really exist? If a tree falls in a forest, and nobody's there, does it make a sound? So anyway, 4 compositional thumbnail sketches, and then you're going to share those. Look for the slideshow that is for your class period, and you're going to share your photo of your thumbnail sketches on that slideshow. I think I'll probably have you all comment on other people's, but just stay tuned for that. 4 thumbnail sketches. Use your non-objective charts, your papers that I gave you, and your own ideas to come up with these plans. Okay, I am looking forward to seeing that. I honestly have to say I miss you all, each and every one of you. And I sure hope we will see each other again soon. If not, it's Google Classroom. Please comment with questions. Other people might have answers, or other people might have the same questions, and then we can, help each other. Okay. See you later.